try to present the collaborative divorce model to you in this 10-minute period. What I want you to be thinking about are two specific things. One, whether or not this collaborative divorce model might be of interest to you as part of your work as a practitioner. Is this something you might be qualified to do, or might be trained to do, or might enjoy doing on a professional level, on a personal/professional level? And then I'd like you to think about it in terms of any of the patients whom you work with, and could be any of the families or friends that you have who might be considering a divorce. I'd like you to think about this model as one approach that could be used compared to the more traditional approach to divorce that couples usually engage in. And I'll explain what that is very briefly. How many people have been involved with divorce in any way, shape, or form? Whether it's your own, whether it's your patients, whether it's your family, or whatever. Okay. And how many people know that the most common way to divorce, the most traditional way, is you hire lawyers and you go to court, right? Isn't that what most people are familiar with? And I don't know what your experiences have been with going to court, but my experiences were that it's an absolutely horrible process in terms of mental health. Instead of helping a couple separate and divorce in an amicable way, the process of litigation fuels up the dispute and often makes the conflict harder and is often very detrimental to the family, to the children. I mean, so Raphael asked the question about, I think this was part of your question, what's our purpose as psychologists? And the way I answered that question for myself early on in my career was to help improve people's mental health. I was really interested in helping people reach their potential, live comfortably with as little distress as possible. That's why I became a clinical psychologist. At a certain point, I also got trained in forensic psychology, and that aspect of my work took me into the custody evaluations, and I saw how one person was pitted against the other, who was going to be the better parent, and it just creates the model of conflict. And the whole litigation process creates the model of who's going to win out, whether it's related to the children or whether it's related to finances. My interest in collaborative divorce developed as an alternative to that process, which I came to know professionally and personally in a way that I found terribly, terribly toxic. So let me read you, before I came this morning, I just Googled collaborative divorce. Actually, I looked it up on Wikipedia. So I just want to read you these 3 sentences that if you want to know more about collaborative divorce, Wikipedia will tell you, listen to this. Collaborative divorce is a legal process enabling couples who have decided to separate or end their marriage to work with their lawyers and family professionals, underline and family professionals, that's what I'm going to talk about, in order to avoid the uncertain outcome of court and to achieve a settlement that best meets the needs of this specific couple and their children. So that's really the framework. That's the only thing that I'll read to you about. But the whole model is based on the couple deciding that they're going to divorce in the most compatible way possible. So let me just backtrack a minute. There are 4 ways that people can divorce. One, the simplest way is if a couple who doesn't have a lot of conflict who may not have a lot of means, who may be able to work it out themselves. They sit around the kitchen table and they talk about what are they going to do, how are they going to divide their assets, how are they going to arrange child parenting time schedules, and they work out a plan and they agree on it. And after that, they take it to lawyers, they tell the lawyers, and it gets documented and filed, and that's the simplest way to divorce. Most people can't, most couples can't do that. The next way is mediation. A lot of couples go to mediation. There's usually one mediator, and the couple sees the mediator, and they both talk to the mediator, and the mediator helps them come to a middle ground, and they have a divorce settlement. They also wind up having to take it to their lawyers, separate lawyers, and get signed agreements, and it goes forward to court. There's collaborative divorce, which I'll come back to, and then there's litigation. So there are three approaches different than collaborative divorce, three approaches different than litigation. The collaborative divorce approach it stems from the late 1980s, and it's really a model that is still being developed. It's only like in the last 30 years that we have something called collaborative divorce. And it has come about because lawyers asked for mental health participation in the process. Psychologists didn't reach out for this. Lawyers came to us saying that these are lawyers who wanted a different model. They call it a paradigm shift. Instead of working within the litigation model, where the lawyers saw how toxic the process could be, how long, how you lose control of the process, you lose a sense of privacy in the process, and lawyers were having to deal with the emotional, activated emotions of their clients, and really they're not trained to do that. So they brought in mental health professionals. The model for collaborative divorce is that the couple agrees that they're going to be civil and work together in a manner to negotiate with a supportive team. Now that supportive team consists of two lawyers. Each member of the couple has a lawyer and a mental health professional. I'm the mental health professional in this case. I mean, and there are tons of them. I'll explain how that happens. And there are other family professionals, child specialists and financial specialists that are often involved. We come together, sit around a table like where you're sitting, the two lawyers, the two members of the couple, the mental health person, which is sometimes called a divorce coach. Some areas call them family specialists. And my role is to work with the team and help navigate the emotions so that the activated emotions do not interfere with the settlement process. So I will typically interview the couple before the process starts. I'll see if there are any red flags. For example, if there's domestic violence, that's not such a good sign for doing collaborative divorce. If there are alcohol abuse, if there's mental illness, those are things that we have to be aware of, and I can sometimes ferret that out. I will often meet with the couple individually so that I can learn from each member of the couple what their main concerns are, what their hot spots are, what they think the main concerns of their spouses, what they think that their spouses' hot spots are. We then meet together. I provide that information to the attorneys. The process is considered transparent. When you enter this process, you're agreeing that you're going to be open, that things are not going to be kept hidden in the process. And meetings occur, as I said, around a table. Usually there are 3, 4, 5 meetings. Agendas are set for the meetings. Minutes are kept for the meetings. Schedules are set so that things don't go on like in a litigating process. Some of you who raised your hands know how long that can take and how that's determined by judges. Does that mean I'm timed? Okay. So the process is set by the team, and it's kept within the team, and sometimes a child specialist is utilized to be the voice of the children in the process. Sometimes the child specialist helps the family, the parents, determine how are they going to tell the children. Very often the children haven't been told yet, although they may feel it. And the child specialist can help parents learn how to co-parent after the process. So there are these two roles for mental health professionals. One is the coach or family specialist, and one is the child specialist. There's training that goes on to help everybody learn how to be a collaborative divorce professional. I belong to two organizations, and I've got flyers from both of them. One is the New York Association of Collaborative Divorce. Every year they have a training which people can take part in. There's also the LGBTQ collaborative group that kind of focuses more on the LGBTQ community. They do not just collaborative divorce work, but also they work with couples who are planning to marry. They do parenting agreements, they do surrogate agreements. And the thing about all of this for you to be aware of is that it's not based on insurance. It's not a mental, it's not therapy, you're not doing therapy, you're providing a service to help the couple divorce. And so they're paying you on a retainer. In the beginning, they sign a retainer, just as they sign a retainer with the attorneys, but our fees are a lot cheaper than attorneys. So they sign a retainer, and that retainer sees you through the process, or it can be replenished if the process goes longer. And I don't want to go any longer because I've already extended myself beyond what I should. But I'll be happy to answer any questions or provide more information to you that might be interesting. Thank you.